Hello everybody, welcome back to the Jack Chappell Show, and today we're going to be talking about McDonald's. Ooh, and how they make their money and how they are such a valuable company, but not in the way that you think. So last week I saw the movie The Founder, which was about how McDonald's became such a valuable company. Valuable, see there's 3 money signs there. Super valuable. And how they became such a valuable company. Now, a lot of people don't really realize how they became such a valuable company, and I'm going to explain why in this video. But first off, one thing I just want to mention was that, so the movie was, the main star of the movie was Michael Keaton. He played Ray Kroc. Now, Ray Kroc, he is what most people think was the founder of McDonald's, but I knew this many, many years ago. I always thought that was fishy because, well, the store is called McDonald's, but the founder is Ray Kroc. I don't see the McDonald's name anywhere in his name. So this movie kind of explained why that was and pretty much how he kind of pushed out the 2 original McDonald's brothers. I'm not going to get into that. I'll go into that in a different video, maybe on my website or something like that. But yeah, so Ray Kroc, he did not create or found the original McDonald's chain. But what he did was he turned the company into what it is today. So I'm going to give you an example here. So a McDonald's burger, a burger from McDonald's. So a burger, I'm going to use this small board for now. A burger can cost, anywhere from, I think it's $1.17 to, there's some that are like, what, $10 for a burger. Now, the company doesn't make any money, or they do make money from selling their food, but they don't make as much money per burger. I mean, they only make a few cents per burger at the end of the day, maybe like 10 cents, 20 cents, 30 cents, and that mainly goes to the employees and to running the place. So McDonald's is worth, what, $37 billion or $38 billion today. But how are they worth that when they're only picking up like a few cents for every meal that they sell? So obviously, first off, they pump out, what, not a billion transactions. I don't even know, like a million, tens of millions, maybe 100 million transactions per day. Although I heard at the end of the movie that they feed like 1% of the world, McDonald's, every day, which is quite insane. So, but here's the interesting thing. So they have $37 to $38 billion in assets, but only about 10 billion of that is from cash that they've actually made from selling their food. So how did they actually make all that money? Where does the other 27, 28 billion dollars come from? So if you were the owner of McDonald's and you were to just sell burgers and just pick up the cash flow, the company would be worth $9 billion right now, which is still great, right? But how they actually make their money is quite interesting. It's explained in the movie, but they also, by the way, great fucking movie. Go see The Founder. It's like in terms of business movies, it has like everything covered for growing a business and for, what happens and the roller coaster ride essentially of starting a business. So great movie. Where was I? So McDonald's makes $9 billion a year. That's 9 million. Oh, this board is small. $9 billion in terms of like selling their food every year. That's pretty good. In terms of cash. No, sorry, I shouldn't say that. That's the amount of cash they have free right now in terms of assets. They have about $9 billion. So where does the other $28 billion come from? Well, it's explained in the movie. Ray Kroc, he was opening a bunch of McDonald's. He was opening 20 McDonald's across the nation. Yes, there was like 20 McDonald's in what, the 50s or 60s. And then he hired the eventual CEO of the company. So I'm going to kind of tell you this story here. So what Ray Kroc was doing was he was selling the McDonald's franchises for anywhere from 10 grand to about 100 grand at the time. So for those of you that don't know what a franchise fee is, to open up a McDonald's, you have to pay for the name up front. So right now it's about $1 million to physically open a McDonald's store just for the name and for the setup, the equipment, all that stuff. It's $1 million. That's not including if you want, actually, I shouldn't say anything. I'm going to spoil it. So that's how he was making money, Ray Kroc. He was being the franchisee or franchisee. Yeah, he was being the franchisor, and he was franchising the company to the people that wanted to open up McDonald's. But Ray Kroc was struggling. All right, he was struggling to make money, and so was the company. I mean, you're only making 10, 20 cents a burger or meal, whatever. Plus, you get this franchise fee, which is a one-time payoff. So there was this Jewish lawyer, I believe, who came, I forget his name at this very second, who came along and he said, look, you don't know what business you're in. You think that you're in the food service or food industry business, but what you're actually in is in real estate. All right? So another side tangent from the movie was that Ray Kroc, he was having trouble with his tenants. Not his tenants. He was having trouble with the franchisees. The people that were opening McDonald's, they weren't following his rules, and they didn't really have any consequences. They were just doing whatever they wanted with the McDonald's name. So what they came up with was, well, this one CEO guy said, look, if you were to buy the land that every single McDonald's store is on or that you open, then then you will have the real estate asset, plus you can tell the tenants to follow your rules or else you can kick them out because you're the landlord. Quite interesting, right? So what Ray Kroc did was, for the next few hundred stores, he bought out the land that each McDonald's was going to be opened on. So all of a sudden, he just started buying up all this land and all this land and all this land, and he started buying up all the equipment for the stores and everything. He pretty much owned everything outside of he didn't own the employees, like the managers and the owners of the individual McDonald's stores. They own the employees and they run the store. But he owned the land and the equipment. So going back to our valuation of McDonald's here, it's at about $38 billion total. So $9 billion came from physical cash, like actually selling the burgers. And it's estimated that about $15 to $20 billion of the $37 billion are actually from real estate. Quite interesting, right? So McDonald's, you guys think of it as a food service company, but it's not. It's the majority of its assets are in real estate and equipment. So it's quite interesting, right? And if you include the equipment that the McDonald's owns, actually $28 billion of the $37 billion are from real estate and equipment that they own. Isn't that weird? Most of their money has not come from selling burgers. It's come from owning the land. And so it's quite interesting. All of their franchisees pay rent to the McDonald's owners. Quite interesting, right? So McDonald's is actually just one of the biggest landlords in the world. Quite interesting, right? So another company that also has this business model, you guys might know, is, have you heard of the Bay or the Hudson Bay Company? So they're a retail store, right? The Bay Company, Hudson Bay Company. But they're actually one of the largest real estate owners in Canada. And I think they own actually a prime location in New York, as I remember this. They own like a multi-million-dollar commercial space in the heart of New York City. And so the Hudson Bay Company, the majority of their worth is actually from the real estate that they own, not from the products that they sell or the store itself. It's actually the real estate. So it's quite interesting. Whenever you go and look at like a classic retail chain or a food chain or whatever, and you want to go into their financials, you can actually look at them if they're a publicly traded company. Go through their financials and you will see that a lot of them are secret real estate companies. Now, not all of them, maybe like 20% of them are real estate companies. I know, it's so weird, right? It's weird to think about that. Like McDonald's is one of the largest real estate companies in the world, and it sells some food on the side, which is kind of what I'm getting at here. So that's all I really wanted to talk about for this video. Like, McDonald's is a secret real estate company with billions and billions in assets. It's quite interesting. So I was gonna summarize the movie The Founder in a way, but I think I'm gonna reserve that for my website, because that's a whole different thing. That talks about all the aspects of business and how he screwed out how he pushed out the two original McDonald's brothers. By the way, holy shit, Ray Kroc was a similar person to how they portrayed him to be in this movie, he was ruthless. I mean, also, one thing that, side tangent, Mark Zuckerberg is one of the most ruthless business people on the planet today, and people don't realize that. And no, he might be a nice guy in person, but in terms of what he does, like, he'll just buy out competitors that are struggling, or he'll just copy them, and like, what can you do? Like, Facebook's worth, what, $100 billion, something like that. Ray Kroc was even worse, because it was like Mark Zuckerberg, he can screw out other companies, but like, he kind of does it through the internet. Ray Kroc, he would go up to people's faces and like physically like screw them out of the company. Yeah, I don't want to get in too much into that, but if he was portrayed the same way, damn, he was a cold-hearted person in terms of business. Yeah, and I guess he could have been a good, I don't even know if he was dead. He might have been a good husband. I don't know. Anyways, I rambled for too long there. So remember to subscribe, like this video, whatever. I'm not one of those people. I never say that. So that's going to wrap this up. Thank you very much for watching. You're all very beautiful people. I'll see you guys next time.